We're just
Are
like
we super
a minute. We're a minute late.
Sorry.
We're a minute late.
You guys, I had to tell her about the Dahmer thing. I had to. I am not watching the thing, the big thing. I was watching the documentary.
The big thing.
I like documentaries.
Because because the big thing is fiction, not fictional. It's like a
reenactment.
It's the Brad Pitt reenactment,
right? I'm not watching that.
It's produced by Brad Pitt. Am I wrong about that?
Is it?
I
didn't know that.
Am I wrong about that? I don't know. I may be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong with it. No. Brad Pitt's doing the Marilyn Monroe one. I'm sorry. I'm totally off. Two totally different things. I'm sorry. So sorry, you guys. Mix that up. Okay. I totally mixed that up. Two totally different people.
No, I'm not watching the Dahmer big series that they have created for Netflix. I just watched the documentary, the 3-part documentary. I had to tell you all the things because it's now in my brain and I needed it to be in your brain.
Yeah, I'll purge it. I'm purge it immediately. I'll watch some fluffy thing on Netflix. It'll be fine. It'll be purged immediately.
Oh my God.
Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Did you know that it is Columbus? I believe it's Columbus Day today.
It is.
Today is Columbus Day. My daughter has no school and there's going to be a lot of federal employees. Not that I don't love federal employees, but there will be a lot of federal employees bitching about Columbus and how he was a terrible human. Yes. But yet they'll take the day off happily on our dime. Right. Yes. It's Columbus Day.
My kid has school because he has fall break later this week. So they made him go to school and then he's off Thursday, Friday. So,
okay.
Anyway,
okay.
You guys, I don't have this on right now, but I forgot to tell you when we talked about, this is the Eden Pure Gen 40 heater. And you can see it's very small. It's very light. It's not even 5 pounds, I don't think. This is like your space heater, but it does so much more. And I remembered that I forgot to tell everybody that it's also a fan. So remember how, because I know you have one too. It not only gives you heat from like a space heating perspective, but in the summertime, it's also a fan. So I forgot to mention that last week when we were talking about these Gen 40 heaters, that they're actually year round. And I use them year round because it can get stuffy here in this dining room office of mine. And so I use the fan part. And then now that the mornings are getting cooler, the heat is so... what I love about it is that it doesn't feel like it's just searing heat. If you have it right on you, it doesn't feel like searing heat. It feels like heat that sort of spreads around. And I don't know the magic of that. I don't understand the technology behind it, but I know that there are 2 different heating technologies that work together to heat up to 1,000 square feet. And that's why this heater is so amazing.
No, I'm here.
You are here. I can hear you.
Oh, geez. Okay, sorry. Stupid camera.
Anyway, you can get $50 off of this if you're looking for a really effective space heater that swivels around. It goes up and down. It has like automatic shut off. So it's got all these safety features too. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use code HOTCHICKS.
Hot chicks. Chicks are hot.
Use code HOTCHICKS for an extra $50 off of the Eden Pure Gen 40 heater. EdenPureDeals.com. You guys check them out.
Yeah. And make sure you're putting this podcast in your pocket for later if you can't catch it. Like right there. And then you guys can get all of our links, all of our things, all of the places that you need to go to on our website, chicksontheright.com. Go there.
Oh, and also, do you know what I actually spent some time in my hot tub yesterday and I was thinking about how much more I would prefer to have a swim spa. And I wish I could. I want a master spa, swim spa. That is what I want. That's my dream now. The Michael Phelps master spa, swim spa. And if you are looking into, you can do the rowing, you can do the swimming, you can do the jogging. Or you can just chill, which I'm a huge fan of.
I think you do that most of all. I think you would get a swim spa and you'd be like, I'm going to do the rowing. And then you'd be in there with wine all the time. That's what you would basically be doing. That's what you'd be.
If you're listening to this and you're in the market, check out masterspas.com/chicks and get yourself a big old discount.
Okay. All right.
Lots of news to get to. Thank you, Shelly. Shelly says that she is celebrating her son's retirement after 24 and a half years on the police department. And happy Columbus Day. Thank you so much for that super sticker. All right. Big news from the world of Biden's brain. You guys.
It's not going to take us long to get through that news. Take us very short time.
I mean, I'm sure lots of people have seen this by now, but if you haven't, do you remember? Because there was a quote from him from years ago where he was like,
Four-letter. Yeah, it was like it was like three-letter word. Jobs. We play that on the radio. Three-letter word.
Well, now there's a new one.
He's very predictable.
Now there's a new one. Watch this.
Start off with 2 words.
Yeah.
Made in America.
2 words.
Made in America.
Just 2 words. That's and then I love all the memes where like all the math equations are on the board and people are like, wait a second. But it's not. It's not 2 words.
There's like
there's a whole other word. A whole other word in there. It's like a whole. Okay.
Well, and then the thing is that Lauren Boebert immediately on Twitter made fun because she's very, very good at the trolling on Twitter.
Right.
And so she wrote 2 words, "Let's go, Brandon." And so what happened though is that a bunch of blue checkmark Twitter people, including like George Takei, including David Hogg, like a bunch of just blue checkmark morons came out and they were like, "Oh my God, she cannot count. Oh my God." And they thought they didn't get the joke. They didn't get that she was making fun of Biden. So they were all making fun of her for not knowing how to count, not realizing that they were throwing Biden under the bus in the process. It was so glorious.
Oh my God. I love it.
That was my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mr. Harvard. Mr. Harvard Pants was like, "You can't count." Yeah, okay. All right. You can't speak in complete sentences, dude. And you're at Harvard, which is why Harvard's a joke now.
Oh my God. That was that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And speaking of Biden, at the same speech, he also did that whole like just out of nowhere angry voice. You know how he does like do a whisper and then he gets
Yeah. My favorite. It's my favorite.
Oh my God. So he did that again. Here it is.
We are. We're the United States of America.
Back up.
There's nothing we've ever set our mind to.
Oh my God.
We've not been able to do. Nothing.
Calm down. Grandpa's angry. Grandpa's angry. So mad.
What in the world?
No, he's just very angry. I need my pudding.
The way he is.
I need my pudding. Yeah.
Why is he the way that he is?
I don't know.
Why?
Dementia. I mean, obviously it's dementia. The whisper scream.
Hello to everybody that might be watching from Twitch. I am happy to report that we have a whopping 31 followers there already.
Look at that.
I know.
31. Look at that. That's awesome. We had like 1 last week.
I know.
So that's exciting. Very exciting.
Very excited. I'm very excited about that as well. In case you haven't heard about the whole PayPal thing, have you heard about the PayPal thing where they released their new terms and conditions? And in it said, hey, guess what? You're also, when you sign off on these new terms and conditions, you're also agreeing that if you ever spread misinformation, we can fine you $2,500 and take it right out of your account.
Oh my God.
I know. It was insane, right? So like everybody freaked out, as they would, because that's freaking psycho that you're having somebody just arbitrarily decide what's misinformation
and they could just pull it. They could just pull it whenever they want to pull it.
Yes.
It's like that whole like South Park episode. You're going to be part of a human centipede. You know, do you remember that, you guys? It's like, you just sign it. You know what I mean? Because no one reads this crap. So it's like, there was like one person that read it. They're like, you guys, they're going to take $2,500 from you just arbitrarily. Yeah. That's crazy.
It was friggin' nuts. So then, because it came out, right, because all of a sudden that headline started spreading, then they backtracked. And so then they came out and they were like, no, that's not what we meant. That was a mistake. That was like in a draft or something.
Oh, okay.
And it's such a lie. I mean, such a complete lie. And so, people are like leaving PayPal in droves and they're completely freaking out. Well, then now that people are trying to get out, like they're trying to delete their accounts, they're having trouble doing it. Like PayPal isn't letting them do it. And it's locking their accounts. It's locking them from getting the money that they're owed. I mean, it's freaking crazy right now.
People should like, seriously, there should be a class action lawsuit.
I mean,
lawyer
at
up.
this point, there probably could be.
Yeah, I will. I mean, seriously, we should do that. Like, lawyer up. That's crazy. They can't do this.
I mean, how do you even try to pretend? Because it wasn't like it was just this weird out of place sentence. They had it all wrapped up in their legalese, right? I mean, they worked on this. So,
God, what a bunch of jerks.
I know.
These people, man, are out of control. If you spread misinformation, who are these people? Like, who decides what misinformation is? I'm so sick of that term. I'm just sick of it. Misinformation. Okay, commies. I'm just that term it makes my skin crawl. Ugh, God, I hate it.
Tina loved your pudding reference. She says, I need my pudding. Love that, Daisy. Made my morning. Thank you very much for this.
True. He's always looking for pudding, you know, with his constant search.
You remember this past Friday where we talked about like kind of all the horrible, violent, awful, terrible, tragic news that came out of a whole different bunch of places late last week. One of those places being Vegas. And we knew, and we talked about the fact that some crazy person stabbed a bunch of people right in front of the Wynn. And now we know more information about that perpetrator. It's going to come as absolutely no surprise to you, but I'll let Jesse Waters' show tell it to you. And play.
It's kind of
go, Jesse.
And here he comes.
Go.
And maybe not.
What is going on?
Maybe need to reset it.
I don't know what to do.
Maybe get back out and get back in. It's like rebooting. Just get back out and get back in.
Well, the only way I can do that is if I delete the whole video, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I don't know why it's doing that.
Can you try maybe do that? I mean, like, I can dance while you do it. You guys.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try removing it.
And I'll dance. You guys, we can have like a little dance break. Here we go. You guys, it's Monday morning. Woo!
All right. I'm going to try to add it back.
All right. Here we go.
No,
here we go.
It's stuck, man. It just does not want to play.
Now Astrid wants to dance with me. See, she sees me dancing. She gets all excited. It's not time to dance, Astrid. I was kidding. I was just kidding.
I'm going to try one more time since now that I've erased it, I'm going to try to bring it back and see if that doesn't help.
No, go lay down, buddy.
It's just confirmed
there it
that
is.
The 32-year-old suspect accused of stabbing 8 people and killing 2 on the Vegas Strip is a Guatemalan in the United States illegally.
Surprise!
Here with the latest is Fox News correspondent Matt Finn.
Jesse, the stabbing suspect is 32-year-old Yoni Barrios, a Guatemalan national who does have a criminal record here in California, an ICE source tells Fox's Bill Malugin. Police say Barrios stabbed 8 people near the Wynn Hotel on the Las Vegas Strip around lunchtime yesterday. A 47-year-old and a 30-year-old Las Vegas resident died. According to a police report, Barrios went from California to Vegas to stay with a friend, but the friend did not allow Barrios to remain at the house. So Barrios then took a bus to the Las Vegas Strip, where he approached a group of 4 showgirl impersonators. He said he was a chef and asked to take a picture with the women holding his knife, but then Barrios stabbed 2 of them, killing 30-year-old Maurice DiGiovanni. After that, Barrios stabbed more innocent people along the Strip, also killing 47-year-old Brent Hallett. The police report says Barrios had hoped officers would shoot him. Barrios is expected to be charged Tuesday with 2 counts of murder and 6 counts of attempted murder with a weapon identified as a 12-inch kitchen knife. The Clark County District Attorney says regardless of Barrios' residency, they might seek the death penalty.
I hope they do.
Just put a bullet in his head. I'm so sick of this crap. Seriously. They might seek the death penalty. They might, or, they could just send him back to his country and then he'll just come back here and do more crap. Because that's what happens to so many of these people.
But that's what didn't happen when he was first charged with some sort of crime in California. Why did they not ship him out then?
Right. Yeah. But but it happens with so many of these illegal immigrants that come over and they break the law. They'll like rape or do whatever. And then we're like, okay, we'll give them 6-7 years. Then we'll ship them back to Honduras, Guatemala, wherever they're from. And they come right back and they do the crap over again. This is what happens all the time. I mean, I'm not lying. I'm not just like, prove me wrong, because I've seen it happen. I've
Yeah.
seen it happen. I know
Well,
people
and
that this has happened to. And it's irritating AF, because people will not solve like people like Biden are just like, open the borders. It's totally fine. Because all these people are well-meaning. Listen, there are people that are good people that are crossing the border. Fine, but they are breaking the law, you guys. The first thing that they do when they cross the border illegally is they break the law. Whether
That's
they're
their first act in this country.
right. They're breaking the law. And these people are aiding and abetting it. The Biden administration is like, sure, go ahead and break the law. I mean, I'm just so tired of this crap. I'm tired of it. That's not okay.
The problem too is not only that, and fine, even if they'd send him back and even if he came back, the problem is, of course, that the border is wide ass open.
Right.
But secondly, the more people come, and now we're reaching the point where it's ridiculous, right?
Unsustainable.
It's unsustainable. And these people are going to reach a level of desperation where all they can do is commit crime in order to exist. And so if this is like a little preview of what's to come, because when people can't get jobs, when people are left desperate and they don't have a place to stay, they don't have a place to sleep, they don't have anything to eat, they commit crimes.
Right.
And so I don't know why nobody should be surprised by this, but I hate that this happened, obviously, but I don't know what else it's going to take to get people to open their eyes that we cannot just keep letting people in arbitrarily.
Exactly. When you have sanctuary cities saying that they are like, well, we don't have places for these people to stay. You're an effing sanctuary city, Mayor Adams. Figure it out. Yeah. Because you've been screaming about how you're a sanctuary. Well, I mean, then go ahead and sanctuary. You should have the resources and the capability to do that. I mean, I'm like, what the hell? Texas has been dealing with these people. We've been like pouring across the border. So why can't you guys handle, a couple hundred when we've been dealing with tens of thousands? What is wrong with these people? They posture and they say, we're so benevolent, and we're sanctuary people. Well, then put up or shut up.
And my favorite thing about what Adam said is, we didn't ask for this.
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. I cannot.
Oh, okay. Because Texas did. They were begging for this.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's insane. Totally insane. You guys, wanted to remind you, if you are somebody that works out, and if you in particular are a weightlifter or like to lift heavy, and you get the muscle strain after you do that, can I recommend to you, from Human End, the same people that make Super Beets, that's Super Beet, yow. They make tart cherry gummies, and these are specifically for helping deal with post-workout inflammation, and they are magic. I don't know how they do it and taste so good. They're like chewy cherry, like gummy, just pieces of goodness. I don't know how else to describe it. And so I'm super into the Super Beets Heart Chews. I like looking at anything that supports sort of a healthy routine. And that's all the stuff from Human End does that. All their Super Beets Heart Chews, the tart cherry gummies, all of their stuff is amazing. And you can get 35% off the tart cherry gummies if you go to mytartcherry.com/chicks. You will get 35% off of these gummies plus free shipping. And it really does make a difference. If you are somebody that gets into physical fitness and you don't want to deal with the post-workout inflammation, I'm serious, try them, because they're amazing.
And also check out our Locals group, Chicks on the Right. Locals.com. If you have not done that. Locals is awesome.
Okay, we need to talk about, because elections are coming like really, really soon. You guys.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, Daisy and I are going to be in an undisclosed location to spend election night together. And we will likely be live streaming from that undisclosed location.
Right. Probably in jammies.
And probably with wine.
Right. I mean, I won't be drinking wine. She will be drinking wine. I may be drinking vodka. Because it's probably going to be one of those nights. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Well, and it's like we get ourselves excited about having election night together as if we'll know the results that night.
Right.
But you know how elections work now. It'll be
my God.
January before we find out who even won.
That's true. Maybe we will know some of them, though. We may know some. Yeah.
I hope so. In the meantime, let's talk about some of these upcoming election battles. And one of the things that has been like a recurring theme throughout this whole campaign cycle with various races, local, state, and national level races, there are Democrats who are refusing to debate their Republican counterparts. This to me is utterly unacceptable. And I cannot believe that it's not required that they debate one another, because that is what the public deserves. They deserve to see these folks go head to head talking about issues and where they stand on them. I cannot believe it's not required, but it's voluntary. And so a whole bunch of Democrats are trying to say, no, I'm not going to debate because I don't want to be on the same stage as an election denier.
Oh my God.
This is the kind of stuff they're saying.
I
It's
cannot.
infuriating. And one of the people who's actually speaking out about this, to my surprise, was Anna Navarro on The View. And I have to say, I agree with what she's about to say.
Debates are a chance for voters to hear from candidates. I frankly think it should be required of anybody running for office that they agree to debate, because it's optional.
Yeah.
It should be a requirement.
This is, if you are going to be an elected official, this is your job. This is part of what it is. And you're not allowed to step back and go, no, I think I already won this. You don't know. You don't know you won until you won. Don't get complicit.
I think she was complacent, but okay.
Right. Exactly. That's wrong. Like, pick the right word. So, okay, Fetterman.
But I mean, they're right. They're right.
So but it's a lot of Democrat candidates that are just like, yeah, no, I don't want to debate because those people are mean and I don't want to be their friend. You don't have to be their friend. Get up on a stage and debate, because that's your job. That's what politicians are supposed to do. You're supposed to talk about the issues. So get your ass up on the stage and do it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, do your job.
Now, one of the people who is refusing, and I think I have this clip. Yes. One of the people who's refusing is Katie Hobbs, who is probably one of the dumbest people ever. And she's got, listen, I know it's probably not her fault, but her voice is like that teensy weensy little baby voice that makes you immediately think this woman cannot be a leader. Like, she just can't.
Right.
And so she was asked point blank, I think it was Chuck Todd, maybe? No, it was Major Garrett, who's asking her about whether or not she's going to debate Carrie Lake. And she freaking won't. And so here is, I think that this is this
plan before we let you go, because I think it is on the mind of Arizona voters. Are you saying this morning that there is no circumstance that you can envision or would even try to negotiate in which you and Carrie Lake would appear at a debate together before the election?
At this point in the race, with 30 days to go, our schedule in terms of forums is pretty much set. And I'm really happy with where we are in the plans we have to continue talking directly to the voters of Arizona.
Oh, yeah. She is Jill Biden's stylist. Like, they use the same couch for their dresses. And that's nice. That's nice.
Well, and if you don't think that, that was just a little taste, right? Of just how, I don't know what the word is for her.
Carrie would destroy her.
Oh my God. And so
debate.
I almost don't blame her for not wanting to do it.
She would hurt her in a debate. Like, I mean, like, I think the chick would start crying. You know what I mean? You just tell. Like, that would not end well for her at all. Like, that's why it's obvious why she doesn't want to debate her. Everybody's
Lisa's like, are you voice shaming? Yes, I am.
We are. We're voice shaming her. We're shaming her in every way, like the way that she dresses, the way every single thing about. We're shaming her. Yes, she's. Kim says she's big scared of Carrie. Like, yes, she should be big scared.
Should be. Yeah,
she should be big scared. Yeah, because she would just annihilate her in a debate.
And this is okay. So what you're about to see, it's a little bit of a longer clip, but you guys, you have to see her squirm at this question. I don't know who the interviewer is, but she's being asked, what have you learned from the Latino community, which is obviously a huge part of Arizona, the state that she is trying to lead.
Yeah.
And you guys, this is giving me South Carolina beauty pageant girl vibes. Like, that's, just watch.
Let me ask you, how has it impacted you personally? What have you learned, specifically learned from the Latino community?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't necessarily think about it that way in those terms. I think I really value my relationships across the board with different folks, and I learn all the time from people in my life. My sister-in-law, she is Latino, and her,
Oh my God.
It's interesting. Like, she looks more like she should be running like a PTO or something.
Yeah.
Like that's what but not a state. I mean, I don't want to be so mean about this, but she just seems weak to me.
Yeah,
very weak.
Exactly. So timid and like prissy and just like, oh my God. It's embarrassing.
There's nothing strong about that woman. Nothing strong about her. Like, I can't believe that they want her to be in charge of a state. That's not okay, you guys. Like, she's not a good representation for a strong, like strong women should not want her leading anything.
Right.
She's not, you don't want her representing women. You don't want her representing a state, because that's not okay right there.
This is painful. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you very much. One more clip of little Miss Katie being asked whether she would welcome Joe Biden to campaign with her. And here is her answer.
Identify yourself with the Biden economic administration, economic plans and inflation fighting plans. And if so, would you invite the president to campaign along your side in Arizona?
I'm focused on the race here in Arizona and the needs of Arizonans. It's a race between myself and Carrie Lake, and the ideas that we're bringing to the table.
Like, nobody wants to claim him at all.
No.
Nobody.
I mean, would seriously, would you? I wouldn't. I would just say it too. I'd be like, no. No. He sucks. He's terrible. He's looking for his pudding.
Okay, well, speaking of upcoming races in North Carolina for the Senate, Republican Ted Budd is going against Sherry Beasley. And Sherry Beasley, I think this is a similar question. She's being asked about whether or not she would welcome Joe Biden running with her. Let me make sure. Is that right? Yes. Watch Sherry Beasley. Uh-oh. Hang on.
Congressman. President Biden called tonight and said he wanted to come campaign for you next week. Would you stand on stage with him?
President Biden is certainly welcome to be here. He is our president, and he should know what's happening here in North Carolina. We want him to know and meet folks and hear from folks here in the state.
But would you want to be with him for that visit?
If it's an official visit, we'll just have to see if that's something that's available. But I'm telling you that, we want him here in the state, listening to folks and hearing from the same folks I'm talking to about what we really need here in the state.
Just as long as he's not with me.
I don't want him. I don't want him here on the stage or anything. But but the president is welcome to just come in the vicinity. He can drive around maybe, but he just can't come near me. I don't want him near me because no. God, it's so painful. Yikes. It's so painful. But then he'll still say, "I'm going to run in 2024." You know what I mean? He still claims he's going to do that. God.
Oh my God. It's just
so bad.
So painful. Okay. Also, I wanted to show I don't know. I can't remember the city that this is taking place in, but there's some crazy abortion activists who were protesting and screaming out things like, "Thank God for abortion." They were just being really, really disgusting. And so one of them was interviewed to find out, why are you here? And her answer about why she's so indignant about the Roe v. Wade decision. You guys, just watch.
Having abortion banned means that we're basically getting our choices of our bodies taken away. And as a woman, that speaks volume, because now I have to be more careful when I have sex, or it's like standing up for women who get raped, or incest, and it's just such a big deal that they're taking this away, and it's like we're going backwards.
So taking away the right to abortion basically makes you have to think a lot harder about who you have sex with.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's really interesting. You have to you when you go out and be a total skank.
You have to think about who you're having sex with.
God, it's so hard to think about who I boink. That's so hard, you guys.
Oh my God. Can you believe she said that out loud?
Yeah,
and
I
she was
can.
like thinking she sounds really, really smart.
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, it speaks volume. It speaks volume, you guys. It does.
Oh my God.
That's so hard.
Okay, last video before we get to whack, which is also a video, which is it's whack. And it's the reason for my name today. Yes, Judy, I have a reason for my name today. By the way, if you haven't read Daisy's Wall of Shame post from Friday, you have to read it, you guys.
Judy loves me. Judy loves me now. Judy really does.
And then you'll understand what I meant when I said that. But the reason that I have my name today, Dr. Peter McCullough, is because Dr. Peter McCullough has been officially banned from Twitter. And he didn't do anything. I mean, they never do anything, right? Like whenever people get banned from Twitter, it's usually for the dumbest reason ever.
Misinformation. It's a misinformation, right?
Yeah, because the data analysts at Twitter apparently now are smarter about medicine than Dr. Peter McCullough.
Right.
So he was on with Dan Bongino to talk about the reasons for his banning, and this is what he
Doctors with medical authority, I've testified in the U.S. Senate and been very, very transparent with America on what's happening with the pandemic. I have one of the largest followings on Twitter. What we saw a few days ago was some instability. Many people saw Twitter followers subtracted and added back. That was with the announcement of Elon Musk purchase of Twitter back on. And then Thursday night, I saw my account go down to 0 followers, drained of all the followers, and then the account was suspended.
God. Doc, what do you think it is? I know they haven't been transparent with you about what the reason is, but is it some kind of an effort, you think, to get out ahead of Elon's ownership? Are they afraid of your truth telling about some of the potential side effects from some of the treatments? I mean, what do you think it is?
It's an act of medical censorship for sure, Dan. I had thousands of posted, basically graphical abstracts of peer-reviewed papers, as just was the science. It was bringing late-breaking science to the community, and people followed me all over the world. This is coming on the heels of California AB 2098, which was signed into law, which is the doctor muzzle law in California.
I mean, just ridiculous.
It's terrifying.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it's also equally terrifying, if not more so. It's like this freaks me out. Like, what is happening?
I hope this moves forward and that this kind of stuff stops because it's out of control.
Like, Elon, you're our only hope. You got to get in there and you got to buy this and like do something with YouTube too. I can't. Like, somebody's got to do something. I cannot believe that this is happening in our country.
I know.
Just gets worse and worse and worse. And it's like you wonder like where it stops. You just think, okay, well, this is going to be it, right? And then it just gets worse.
I mean, when a doctor can't share peer-reviewed scientific publications, what are we even doing?
Yeah, and then I wonder, as somebody used to work in pharma, I wonder, are they going to stop peer-reviewed stuff? Are they just going to stop Are they going to just stop studies on this stuff? Are they going to stop the actual the scientific studies? This is the thing. I mean, I tread lightly of even talking about this stuff, because I'm afraid to even talk about the V, you know what I mean? Or anything. Yeah. Are they just going to stop studying things? That's where I'm afraid we're going to go. I mean, I just because we've seen some whack stuff over the past couple of years. And they just squelch things. And then if you talk about things, they squelch you talking about it. Okay, well, then they're just going to stop studying things altogether. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, what? That's not science. That's not
like science. In California, the bill that he just talked about, I think I wrote about that at chicksontheright.com, that bill AB 2098 or whatever it was. That Newsom signed. It basically says, doctors, you don't get to say, if you don't believe in the current approved thinking about the jab, and you say the things out loud to someone who thinks that you're spreading misinformation, you're done. Like you're done. There's serious consequences for that. And so now the health community is changing so much so that and focusing on things like gender pronouns and respecting people's delusions that now it makes me really worried about what healthcare is going to look like as I age, as I need it more and more.
Me too.
Who are the doctors that I'm going to be seeing? Are they going to be people that only know about pronouns? Because that seems to be all the medical industry cares about now. And now we're dumbing down the most important field ever. And that terrifies me as an aging person.
Bingo.
And like now I only want to go to doctors who are my age or older.
Yeah.
And at some point they're not going to be around. You know what I mean?
Where the heck
is see doctors who are like much younger and going through the system now.
And I look at that.
Terrifying.
I look at that now. I look at doctors when I go in to see doctors. If I'm looking at a new doctor, I'm like, I judge them based on their age. Isn't that terrible? But I do it.
How can you not? How can you not?
Yeah. If they're young, if I see that they're probably under, 35 or 40, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that, because I know that they like a lot of them just got out of med school or just got out of their residency. And I'm like, they're probably woke. And I don't know if I don't want a woke doctor. I want a freaking doctor. You know what I mean? I just want a doctor that's going to look at me as a person, you know what I mean? And not as a political party. So this is, I know you're
getting scary.
And
it's so self-defeating for everybody. Like it's self-defeating for the industry and for the people who are trying to become doctors. Like they're going to have worse care as well.
Right.
Because all of their priorities are totally on the wrong things.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like how we're dumbing down the military too. I saw a headline. I don't remember what they were doing, but like there was SEAL training that was captured on video where I think they were like being sprayed with tear gas or something. And they were like it was awful, horrible stuff that they were putting these potential SEALs through. And, now people are like, that's cruel and that's mean. And you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, no, please take us back to like the meanest of all the training for the most elite in the military that need to withstand the toughest, most awful conditions. I am all about the mean training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is how you create killing machines, which is what our military is supposed to be. And so all of this, like paying more attention to like not hurting feelings of people, it is to our detriment. And it's
totally
across industries.
It's totally to our detriment. And I know a woman that is, she is a good friend of mine. She considers herself liberal. She is a cancer doctor. She's an oncologist. And she told me she was a conservative until she got into med school. So you can't tell me that med schools are not indoctrinating people. They are absolutely indoctrinating people. Med schools, it's like you may be able to get through undergrad school. You may be able to do it. But then when you get, and still, be strong of mind as a conservative. But then when you get into med school, they do it, you guys. It's like you get there and then they will warp you. So, and she told me that. She's like, that's when I turned liberal. So
I wish she could at least see that was what was happening and like hold her ground. You know what I mean?
She didn't. I mean, she turned on several issues. And one of them was universal health care, is what she tells me. So, I mean, we have several debates. We'll, talk about it a little bit, but says how she feels, So this is the thing. They indoctrinate people and they get them. And man, they just like, cause you're in there and you're with a lot of people and you think that they're the smartest of the smart, right? Cause you're in med school. And so it's kind of like that sense of, I'm not saying that they're elitist, but you are a smart person, right? Cause you're in med school. So you think that you got it right. You think that you're right and these people are wrong, right? Because you're in med school. And so if, they're the woke. The woke have taken over our med schools, just like they've taken over a lot of the graduate schools. This is what they're doing. And they're indoctrinating people. It's crazy, but it's happening. So if your kids are going to med school, prepare yourselves because they'll get them there. Just saying.
All right, let's go to your whack. I have the video that you wanted me to share. Do you want to set
Florida? Well, it's a Florida man, you guys. Okay, so first of all, this guy, he'll tell you, but he went swimming in a lake in Florida. First mistake, don't do that. All right, you don't want to go swimming in any lakes in Florida. And he survived 3 days after this happened to him. But this is about an alligator attack. He'll tell you a little bit more. It's just a minute long video.
Not even, because I forwarded through all the intro.
You did? Okay. All right.
Here he is.
Not the smartest decision a Florida boy can make. I look over and there's a gator on my right-hand side. So I went to swim.
Oh my God.
She got my forearm, so I grabbed her like this. And like she's trying to roll, but she snapped her head. So my arm went backwards like this. She dragged me under 3 times. She's already got my arm. So when we came up the 3rd time, she finally did her death roll and took off with my arm. Bones
Oh my God.
poking out, muscles.
Yeah.
He wandered into the trees and got lost.
And he was there for 3 days.
You can't see anything. Everything's this tall. You know what I mean? Sometimes I felt like I was walking in circles. I didn't know. So I started following the sun and power lines and stuff like that, things I could see.
3 days, his injuries worsened. Finally, he found someone and was rescued.
Oh my God.
I said, hey, man, I need some help.
Yeah.
He says, what are you doing? and I said, a gator got my arm. He says, holy smokes, man.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. And then they finally rescued the guy. Now he's armless. I mean, this is Florida, right? Florida man. Just walking around without an arm. It's like, it's just dangling. And it's like, oh, gator ate your arm off. I mean,
he's got such a good attitude about it.
He does.
You know
I know.
mean?
He's very happy. He's positive, I guess, because he survived. But can you imagine? Like,
well, and I want to know what happened to the gator. Like, did they catch the gator? Did they kill the gator? And how does he know that it was a girl? These are my questions. Because he referred to her as she. And so how does he know that? I need to know all the things.
I didn't even think about that. I never thought about that. Like what? Yeah, I don't know. It is. Listen, it's sad that he lost his arm. I'm delighted that he's still alive. That's great.
Amazing.
It's truly remarkable that he survived that.
I mean, like he must have known to turn.
I don't know.
How do you not just like bleed to death? You know what I mean?
I don't know. But it's remarkable that guy is alive. That he survived 3 days just walking around aimlessly, like in the woods. Like I'm following. Like what? Can you imagine? It's crazy. That's so Florida, y'all. That's so Florida.
That is some whack right there.
That's
Holy
some whack.
Cow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it is time for some My Pillow talks. I have so many good ones today that I don't even know how I'm going to pick, but I'm going to start with the one that I texted to you, which is exactly like how I spent my weekend. And I have watched this on a continuous loop so many times because she just cracks me up. Here is weekend plans.
What are your plans for this weekend?
This is so hot.
What are your plans for this weekend?
She totally did send that to me.
I love her so much.
She sent that to me like Saturday morning.
And that honestly, that is what I did. I read a whole bunch of my novel.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh my gosh, it's my newest Jodi Picoult, and I'm crazy about her. And it's so
I swear
good.
she writes a novel like every 2 days. That
and
chick.
They're all so good.
Every
They're
2 days.
So good. Like
Cranks them out.
Cranks them out. It's incredible. Also, I know that we've all enjoyed Mr. Official Chicken before and his mastery of so many songs. And so here is one that I found this weekend of Mr. Chicken.
God, you know I love the Scorpions. You know I do.
I know, right? Oh my God.
You guys gotta love a ballad. It's a ballad.
Oh my God. I love them so much. I love the
pretty
chicken
good.
songs so much.
Pretty good.
Oh, okay. And then remember, like, it's been months now, I think, but I showed you that delightful creature from Brisbane, Australia. And she is the camel whisperer, right?
Yes,
and so she's got all these camel facts. It's Jasmine from Brisbane. And she's just the most precious angel of a person. And apparently one of her camels gave birth early. And so all of a sudden she like went out to one of their fields and saw a baby camel. And she was like, oh my God. So she found the baby camel. And you guys have got to see how precious this is. Oh my God.
Hello, little one.
Oh my.
You're a little surprised, aren't you?
Oh my
You're not
gosh.
meant to be here. You're still meant to be in Mummy's tummy.
What a
Yes,
sweetheart.
You've still got a way better placenta wrapped around you. Why don't I get that off you? Oh, you big yawn. Big yawn.
Oh my gosh.
You, hey?
So fuzzy. Where's Mama?
Do you mind?
You'll see.
If I take this off you. I'm just going to get this little bit of placenta. It's all right, darling. It's all right. Just run around to the top.
There it is. Okay.
There we go. That's the last little bit that's off.
Oh my
Look at
God,
her
that face.
sweet little face. Oh my God. I want to just like squeeze her little face.
Right? Watching Mummy.
There's Mom.
She's been very good in letting me sit here with you. She's just letting me babysit.
I was going to say, because usually moms are very protective.
Well, and she knows. So like Mama gets up and starts coming over and she's like, okay. And
I'm going to go ahead and go now. Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say. Yeah. Because
What
with
a
cows,
precious little angel.
with cows, you can't do that. Like you got to
Yeah.
stay the hell away from those babies. Yeah. Because they will cut you. Yeah.
Ugh. Yasmin from Brisbane, you guys, you should follow her because I did not care a lick about camels until I started following her on TikTok. And now they're so interesting. And now I just can't stop, mostly because I have a little bit of a crush on Yasmin.
On a girl. You're like crushing on a girl. You have a girl crush.
Totally
Yeah.
have a girl crush on her. She's so darling. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just love her. Okay. And then so there you've seen Libs of TikTok releases. I mean, there's like an endless supply, unfortunately, of videos of teachers on TikTok bragging about how much they talk to their, kindergartners about sex, essentially. And so this is a parody of a kink safe preschool teacher. Unfortunately, I mean, this is like Babylon Bee worthy, but unfortunately, I could see this absolutely being
Yeah,
true
me too.
like a year from now.
Me
Watch.
too.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ms. Dare K. I am a teacher, #first responder. I identify as kink forward, two-spirit, triple distilled, queer adjacent, Mexican wrestler woman. I do come to the classroom like this because this is who I am. And since I do teach in California, it is against the law to tell me I cannot come to the classroom as my truth, because not letting me teach in my truth would be super duper violent, ultra mega semi-fascist racist. This is a kink safe classroom. It's also a COVID safe classroom because I just got my 12th booster. And by the way, to all you Tucker Carlson fans, I am not forcing the kids to be into kink, okay? I'm just letting them know it's okay because life is about choice. And we don't do this toxic male fixed gender crap. Every day I let the kids come in and they pick their own gender. Now, I do teach preschoolers, so they don't really like talk or anything yet, so they can't really say the words, but they can point to it, or maybe if they like spit up or poop near a gender, I'll know they're telling me that's who they feel like they are that day. Like if a kid comes into the classroom barking, girl, I am gonna put her on a leash and let her lick me all day, because not doing that is literally abuse and violence. Okay, I have to go. I'm taking the kids to see a gender reassignment surgery before we go burn down a local church. Yeah!
Oh God.
That's Ty the Fish, if you want to follow him. That's some good stuff.
It's funny, but it's like it's so close to being accurate.
I know.
I mean, it is. And in California, so close to being accurate. For real.
Anyway, those are your talks for today.
Mhm.
Get yourself some stuff from
good
My Pillow,
talks.
you guys.
Yeah, do it.
MyPillow.com/chicks.
Okay, it's Monday, you guys. It's Monday. It's Columbus Day. I don't
We
have
can
to
do
take my
this.
kid to school. We could stay here a whole other hour. I mean, we won't, but we could. So you guys bring it in. Everybody bring it in. Are you getting up? Bring it in.
My husband said that my pocket looks like my boob is hanging out because of the color. And
He
when
wishes. Say you wish, baby.
When he first told me this morning, he like did a double take. He was like, "Oh, I thought that pocket was your boob hanging out."
He was like walking up to you going, it's because men, that's what they do. It's just very one-track minded. Okay, you guys have a great Monday. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.